This is my presentation on the Collins Center of the Arts for Maine Studies. To begin the presentation, I'm just going to tell you a few brief facts about the Collins Center. First built in 1986 under a different name, the Maine Center for the Arts. But in 2007, it underwent renovations for 2 years where it got renamed the Collins Center. The Collins Center has 5 main areas. The Recital Hall, the Minsky Recital Hall, it has a capacity of roughly 276. The Hutchins Concert Hall, roughly 1,500 person capacity. Its own cafe, the Hudson Museum located on the 2nd floor, which has extensive artifacts across the country and just all of Native American society. You can find almost anything there. And then it has the small lounge just for small gatherings. Maybe a club would want to meet there. That only fits roughly 75 to 100 people. And then on our next slide, I'm going to discuss why the Collins Center is so important to let alone Maine and Maine. So, the Collins Center is very important because it allows students, faculty, or just the community in general to gather in one spot and say watch a performance. Say you want to watch a violin recital, you would go to the Minsky Recital Hall. Or like, if you're an incoming freshman at orientation, I remember when I was, the first place you go to is the Hutchins Concert Hall because it's so large. And then to be completely honest, just the total architecture of the building is just very enticing, so that's probably why that orientation is held there. But as you can see with the purple lighting in this picture right here, that's just the whole Collins Center main area right there. So I mean, just the architecture to it really expresses the true creativity of the building. And over here is the concert hall. As you can see, very big, has a lot of seats. Almost anything on campus can be held there. And here's the Hudson Museum. These are just some small busts and statues from Native American societies around the country. And the Collins Center is truly a place for creativity, social learning, and everything that Maine represents and the state of Maine. And so, right here is a good picture of Minsky Recital Hall. See, if you were interested in watching a choir or singing or maybe some violins, that's where you would go for musical art, right? And then a place like the Hudson Museum back here, you would go there for visual art, art around the ages. And then right here, that is what orientation at the Collins Center looks like. Obviously, the kids have not shown up, so this is the first place you see when you come to UMaine, when you come to orientation. And that, I believe that the university has chosen that because the Collins Center represents Maine and UMaine perfectly. It shows creativity, intelligence with like the Hudson Museum, and it shows socialness, which is a major part of human society and truly any thriving society like UMaine's or Maine's. And right here, I was trying to get inside and get a picture of the Minsky Recital Hall, the lounge, the cafe, the Hutchins Center, and the Hudson Museum, but unfortunately, it has been closed. It closes at 4, so I was only able to get a nice picture with the windows, so I guess that's how we're doing it today. And yeah, so to continue off this, why might you ask, is this the most important building to me? I'm trying to convince you. So the way I see it is that this is a place for multi-levels of learning. I mean, the Collins Center may be 3 floors, but if you think about it, each floor has its own particular purpose, right? So on the first floor, you'll find the concert hall. And that may be for a visual performance, say like a play, or just a discussion, like anything like that. Second floor is the Hudson Museum, which obviously that's visual art as well, but it has a history to it, you know, archaeology kinda, anthropology. So it's just like that's more learning than the first floor. And then on the third floor where the recital hall is and the lounge, that's more for like a creative side where you would like say practice your skill as a musician or meet with your art club who meets there every week to discuss new things to create. You know, and that's truly what the Collins Center is a place of creativity and learning. And to learn all this, I had to use these two sites. Wikipedia, of course, just one simple fact from there, and the Collins Center at Maine address. And that's all.